Good afternoon, it's time. It's time for yet another NFL Bucky's Milk. This is your host, Mike C. On a cold day, of course. And as always, to start the show, it's Bucky. Say hi, Bucky. Bucky says hi. We have a somber note today. The NHL and the Chicago Blackhawks, and which is my team, of course, lost one of the all-time greats. Passed away. I believe it was last night. Number 9, the Golden Jet, Bobby Hull, passed away at 84. And great, obviously a great player. Never saw him in his real prime at the 60s, but early 70s. And I remember when he went to the WHA, that was a huge deal because the Hawks were still very good. And I don't know if they would have won a Stanley Cup, but they really would have, contended for it. And but yeah, the Golden Jet. He had a few numbers, I remember, besides 9, but he's always number 9. So I have in front of Bucky today, I believe it's the only autograph I have of Bobby Hull. And so that's appropriate for today. And I said, a great, all-time great player. Wicked slap shot. He scored 50 goals. I know at least one time, probably a couple times. Won a Stanley Cup in 1961. That was before I followed hockey or followed anything. By then I was only 3 years old. But, yeah, great hockey player. And had some little troubles in his personal life, but that's, I don't want to say irrelevant today, but it's just not important today. And, yeah. So rest in peace, Bobby, and thank you for all your great games and your great goals, and you always be a Blackhawk, obviously. And so, on that note, we watched 2 games yesterday, AFC and NFC Championship. The NFC Championship was very boring. It was pretty much over right from the start. I believe it was the first series. The 49ers quarterback, Brock Purdy, hurt his arm and had to come out of the game, and they had no chance. Their backup, a former Lions player, which might tell you something, came in and he got injured. So they were trying to do like wildcat stuff, and Christian McCaffrey came in at one point, and Purdy came back into the game, but I don't remember calling him throwing any passes. If they were, they were very short, and the Eagles are just too good for that. So congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. They're going to the Super Bowl, which is in 2 weeks, which is great news because the Kansas City Chiefs played the Bengals. Very good game, low scoring. But the Chiefs, they got ahead like they always do, or always seem to, and the Bengals came back like they always seem to. And they got an interception very late in the game, which is very, very crucial. And then they went down the field the last few seconds and kicked a game-winning field goal. And the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl. So it's Kansas City Chiefs versus the Philadelphia Eagles. I believe they're both number 1 seeds. And congrats to my brother because he's a big Chiefs fan. And so I already, I've texted Paul, quite a few times the last couple days, and he's excited. And so 2 weeks, and Patrick Mahomes, he'll need the rest because he still wasn't right. He couldn't scramble at all yesterday, except for the last play when he scrambled. I believe he got a first down, and they got a 15-yard roughing the passer penalty, and that pretty much set him up for the winning field goal. But you could just see he wasn't right. And it was a very good game. So they'll need the rest. The wide receivers also need a rest and some rehab. So that'll be exciting. 2 weeks. Next week, during the weekend, I believe it's the Reese's Senior Bowl. And so that's kind of, it for that. Next week, I'll have my Super Bowl prediction. And we'll come up with something as far as a prop. I thought this is appropriate for today, so that's why I got this one. But not too much else news. Lions are still, being talked about a lot. More mock drafts. Um, I'll give a shout out. Nobody will ever hear it, but Hail Mary Sports finally had a mock draft that I liked. I shouldn't say that matched one of mine for the Lions. I got Miles Murphy and Christian Gonzalez. Those are the first two picks, and that's the most realistic mock draft I can come up with the Lions. Now they get something better. That's great. But I texted him. I said, "You finally got uh, my ideal, realistic mock draft for the Lions." So, and he already, responded back, which he's very good about that. So look him up online. Last week he only got 5 views. I don't know why. I did it on a Monday. I thought, well, maybe that's the key, but it never changed. So he didn't get a lot last week. I don't know why, but that's okay. If we get 5, we get 15, we get 80. After next week, next video would be a Super Bowl recap video for us. The following week, we're going to hit hard on mock drafts. I don't know if we'll start with a 7 round for the Lions. Actually, it's 6 rounds, or we'll just do a first round mock for everybody. I haven't decided yet. We got some things coming up. So that'd be exciting. Now, I had forgotten that there's 2 former Lions players on the Eagles. Ndamukong Suh, and who's already won a Super Bowl. He's with the Rams, I believe it was last year, yeah. And what's his name? Darius Slay. Big play Slay. And but I can't root for them because I want the Chiefs to win. And we might have a little currency on the bet on the game. I can't say that because I might get in trouble. But we'll see what happens with that. I'm not going to jinx myself on that. Blackhawks are, they're still winning a couple, losing a couple. Still talk of, trading Kane. Tays not as much. So I've heard the Rangers. I've heard Buffalo. For the Bruins. I feel like East Coast seems to be a good destination. Some Canadian teams even. Trade deadline, I'm not sure when that is, but it's coming up. So I expect one or both will be gone. I don't know what kind of trade you can get for. I mean, Kane you should be able to get a lot for. Your players and or picks. And I've seen both, so hopefully they'll get something good. Reds I didn't even care about because they're so out of it. I'm rearranging my room a little bit. I'm always, touching on moving things around, and finally got my posters up. Not posters. My draft magazine covers up, and they haven't fallen down and broken yet. Well, one did, but you can't even see it. So it's a work in progress. There's always something going on. As you can see, I got goalie mask again behind Bucky, and I thought it's all hockey kind of a theme today. So like I said, it's cold here, single digits tonight. So I stayed inside. I was gonna go get some more pictures, but probably tomorrow. And Wednesday's supposed to be really nice, but I want to get out of the house tomorrow. So we'll do that tomorrow. Otherwise, there's not a heck of a lot going on, Bucky. That's about it. So next week we'll have our Super Bowl preview video, and the following week we'll have a Super Bowl review, and we'll have some mock draft. One of the 2, mock draft forums. So that'll be exciting. I've already done, like 10 million of them, but give or take. But I found, what I did was I went to a couple websites and found, easier ways to do drafts. And so that's good. And they're a lot quicker. They can take a long time. So I'll come with that, and I'll print them out. And it's always fun. I love mock drafts. And I love, the draft. You know that. So, all right, Bucky, I'm starting to ramble. That's about it. So hope we get more views, and we'll see what happens. So for Mike C, of course, and the star of the show, as always, it's Bucky. Say bye, Bucky. Bucky says bye. And take care, stay warm, and we'll catch you next week. Bye.